I'm living up on a ridge in the middle of winter, in the rains and the deep, dark. And I've been pondering Baba Yaga, not to suggest that I am anywhere near as wise as Baba Yaga, but I am a crone. I am an aged woman in a society where beauty and potentiality lies in the youth. And I'm wondering, what does Baba Yaga do when she's not giving wise advice, when she's not challenging your core integrity, your sense of knowing in your bones? What does the woman do who's in the chicken leg cabin in the woods? What is a wise being not always available or always available and yet underutilized, under-recognized, under kind of lost in the ethos of the time? I notice men are turned towards to for wisdom, and yet it is the very heart of this moment when the feminine, the fierce feminine, the wild feminine, the potential feminine, as much as we crave her, we want her to be beautiful, fully bosomed, and long, wild, thick hair. We want her to be eros. We want her to be erotic. We want her to beguile the men and the women. It is so interesting to watch how women will turn towards men to feel real, to feel grounded, to feel honest, to feel connected. And yet Mother Earth is a woman. The womb is a woman, and yet we reject her over and over and over again. I'm always amazed that what I've written or what I've spoken to has a level of disregard, no matter what, because it's not what I say, it's the fact that I'm a woman saying it. And we see that in theater, we see that in commercial, Netflix. I mean, over and over, it's the same story. A woman trying to struggle out from under patriarchy and yet insisting that she be seen as beautiful in the eyes of the culture, in the eyes, relevant in the eyes of the culture. This paradox is what I'd like to work with, what I plan to work with Jorge Rivero. These deep ways of knowing that get disregarded and ignored until we're so lost in the woods that we end up at Baba Yaga cabin and asking for her guidance of how to get out from under this. And yet, as kind and gentle as she may sometimes be, she's also the queen of Alice in Wonderland. Off with your head. Cut off that shit that doesn't serve you. Off with your head. Where in your gut do you know wisdom? Do you know earth? Do you know something other than what the culture has been feeding you, has been building you into? The consumer, the capitalistic perspective of if you just buy the right bedding, you will rest deeply. This is the paradox I, Liz Cook, want to play with. I want to explore. In my elder years, this year I turned 75. Some reason it feels very significant. It feels like I've there's a threshold. There's no going back. There's no returning to something. There's only the future. There's only the present. And the present is what creates the future. And so if I don't show up now, if I don't sort the rice from the gravel or the dirt or the ants or the whoever's sorting, but all the metaphors of sorting, if I don't actually relish what I know deep in my bones now, then the question is, can it ever truly shift in my world, in my time, in my lineage? I used to say the buck stops here when it came to raising my children. I had to do it different. I had to behave differently. I had to follow something I was not taught. I had to go and become lost in the woods. I hope you'll come find me. And together with Jorge Rivera, we are going to explore the paradox. The paradoxes within. How do we hold the paradoxes? How do we stand between and in paradox?